It's still a very important and major story here in Australia. Almost as soon as this tragedy unfolded, Australian correspondents were sent to the region to report on this, and it remains a major focus of the Australian media as that relief effort intensifies. But the public's view on this has been quite interesting. Almost from the moment the Olympic torch was lit in Olympia in February, the world has almost been against China and its human rights record. But as soon as this tragedy unfolded, almost instantly that outrage has become sympathy for the Chinese people and what they're now suffering. And of course that has been helped by the sudden transparency of the Chinese government, which has been in direct contrast to what we've seen and heard from Burma.
I'm Octavia Nasser in Sharm el-Sheikh, Egypt. The Arab world has taken the China earthquake story from headlines to the back seat, but the focus remains on the enormity of the tragedy and the human loss and the human suffering. Arab youth are going to the internet to find out what happened in China and to see firsthand for themselves the aftermath of that earthquake.
I'm David McKenzie in Nairobi. The news of the quake in China has all but fallen off the newspapers and television screens here in Kenya. And the Kenyan people are saying, though, that they have been deeply affected by the stories of hope and tragedy coming out of the Chinese quake zone. Mostly Kenyans are grateful for the Chinese government. In their dark hour, they've given over $30 million to help the thousands of people displaced in Kenya get back to their own homes.
I'm Matthew Chance in Moscow. The tragedy in China continues to make headlines here, with attention to the rescue effort and the teams from Russia's Emergency Situations Ministry deployed to the disaster zone. They've been rescuing survivors as well as airlifting essential food, blankets and shelter to the earthquake victims. The willingness of China to allow outside help has also been noted, with one commentator comparing it to the policy of glasnost when the old Soviet Union began to open up.